The UK is home to a food and drink manufacturing sector which is at the heart of all our lives and communities. When it comes to the nation's health, innovating for healthier diets does not only include reducing calories, salt, sugar and fat from recipes, but also looking at what can be put in. The Food and Drink Federation brings together members and policymakers to enable manufacturers to invest in providing nutritious, delicious and safe products for everyone.
The beginning of your meal marks the final destination for Britain's largest industry. Let's rewind. The UK's food and drink sector sustains us. To put it simply, without food, we wouldn't be here. With almost 500,000 employees, the food and drink industry accounts for 18% of the UK manufacturing sector. Everything in food production, from farming to processing to family businesses and restaurants, all underpin the industry. Continual innovation is seen as the one thing they all need to ensure a recipe for success. Since 2021, companies have invested so that more than 11,500 new food and drinks products have been introduced in the UK.
Innovation's absolutely critical for our companies, whether that is looking at sustainability and net zero issues, or looking at the food we produce and trying to make it that little bit healthier, so to really help people as they make their food choices.
Kate Halliwell is the Chief Scientific Officer for the Food and Drink Federation. The reformulation of foods is just one way that the industry is innovating.
So reformulation is basically a technical term that means changing the recipe. And by companies looking at their recipes, maybe bringing down the sugar and salt a little bit, or adding in vegetables and fibre, that is a way that companies can really support people as they look to change their diets.
The Federation's Action on Fibre project, which is ongoing, has seen more than 7.2 billion additional portions of fibre being added to some of the biggest food brands in the UK.
So in the UK, we basically don't eat enough fibre, and it's really good for our health. So we've worked with companies, so 25 brands so far, to try and just make it a little bit easier for people to have a higher fibre diet, introducing more products that are higher in fibre. So that could be things you might expect, like breakfast cereals and bread, but also in places you might not expect, so a higher fibre pizza, for example.
Reformulation requires using cutting-edge technology to work alongside food producers, their product development team and chefs. And seeing as we're at RSSL, we're in the right place. So where are we?
Well, welcome to what we call our microscopy lab.
Jacinta George is the Managing Director of RSSL. With a world-leading team of over 350 scientists, they help to develop new food products whilst keeping consumers safe in what's a heavily regulated industry.
You might be looking to have something that has added components, like maybe more fibre, or maybe there's a particular flavour on trend this year, or you might be looking to take something out. Can you reduce the calories? And we do all of those. So obviously you want to be able to achieve those whilst having the same enriching, joyful eating experience.
Food consistency, texture, even the smell. Getting all of these elements right is essential for success. If it's not right, consumers won't buy it. Here at this food research lab in Reading, they have some of the most advanced lab equipment in the world for food analysis. Everything which affects the taste profile can be measured, quantified and judged.
It's a little bit of a mouthful, but it's called gas chromatography mass spectrometry. And when you look at a beautiful piece of food, you're taking maybe 200 to 300 different aromas, and we need those experts to be able to identify each of those materials, because sometimes the thing that really makes that flavour really enjoyable is that it's at a really low level.
The 3D modelling capabilities here means that the internal structures of food can be fully assessed. Understanding taste and texture is vital to the consumer eating experience.
Of course, reformulation isn't the only answer, but it is a really important part of what a company can do. More broadly, people obviously need to consider the whole balance of their diet. So whether that is adding in additional fruits and vegetables, maybe making a choice that means that it's a whole meal or a whole grain choice.
And so the UK's largest industry is at the forefront of innovation. They can measure their success in what consumers choose to eat.